Yo, what's up? Welcome to a new week of the Fantasy NBA today with the GOATs, the OGs, your boys, your homies, the guys you want to see shows with, the guys you want to have beers with, Rick Kamla and Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. Doc, we have a fun show planned here. We've got some Embiid news. We've got some Luka news. We've got some other news, little stuff. And then we're going to get into a whole bunch of player debates. We got a question from one of our audience members. They want to know our top 5 rock songs of all time, which was incredibly difficult for me to do because what do you mean by rock? Are we talking, is metal rock? A lot of people, hard rock, stoner rock, rock, pop rock. You know what I mean?
Indie rock,
progressive rock, indie rock. Like, so I don't know. I just kind of shot darts at rock music, dude. But it was hard. Like,
the other thing is, you and I could probably talk about our favorite songs of all time for like 10 or 11, 12 hours. Like I could have come up with a list of 500 songs, like the Rolling Stone greatest 500 songs of all time. I could have come up with 500. So yeah, we're going to have to, it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
He's going to be on the indie side. I'm going to be more probably on the hard rock side. A early show prediction for you. All right. So I just want to make a little note to you guys watching on Twitter. We appreciate you guys watching on Twitter, but not every offseason episode is going to be here live with us, Sports Ethos on Twitter. So please subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed to catch every episode and stay in the loop. Subscribe to our Fantasy NBA Today YouTube channel. Leave reviews, comments, questions over there, and we'll answer them later on in the show. Doc, let's start. Boy, this takes me back to my Sirius XM days with NBA radio, bringing up Jason Jackson and Amin Al-Hassan, who do a Sunday morning show. I filled in for one of them from time to time on that show, but obviously I had my Monday through Friday show, and I worked with Jax and especially Amin a ton. So shout out to those guys. I miss you and hope you guys are doing great. They had Keith Pompey on. Keith Pompey is the Sixers whisperer. He is the 76ers whisperer. He is as plugged in with the Sixers as anybody, okay? And he reported to Jax and Amin that Embiid could be hinting at something in his future that's pretty ominous, Doc, that he might be hinting the end is near, worried about rehabbing. Ramona Shelburne has put out reports over the weeks and months about Joel Embiid and his body just isn't clicking. It just isn't recovering. And so that's the reality that we're living. But now that we're matching intel with it, Doc, it gets a little bit more ominous.
Maybe for some of us it does. For me, like, nothing about that report is surprising. Is it sad? Yes. I think it's been pretty clear that his body hasn't been responding for years. And it was to the point where I'm not even ranking Embiid when I rank players that I'm thinking about drafting. Like, even if he falls to 70, which would never happen, I'm not messing with Joel Embiid. So it's very sad, man. He overcame a lot to get where he has gotten to. And he still, you can't knock his confidence. He'll still tell you he's the greatest center that's ever played NBA basketball, which I think is pretty cool that he can say that. But yeah, it's sad. You are muted, sir.
Boy, I'm having a muting issue today. Dude, he's on the Mount Rushmore of skilled centers all time. When you just talk about not obviously accomplishments and dominance and all that other stuff, but when you think about skilled centers, you think of Jokic, you think of Embiid, you think of Hakeem. I don't know who number 4 is, Doc. Number 4 might be Kareem. I haven't really dug into that. But Embiid might be the second most skilled center of all time, behind only Jokic. So
are you disrespecting Victor Wembanyama?
I kind of forgot. I forget he's a center.
Is he even a center, or is he a
Yeah,
point
well, I mean,
guard?
it's a great point by you. That's his position. He came in as a 4 and almost a wing, and so I got to get out of that. He's a center. He's a 5. Dude, you just found it. That's number 4 in the Mount Rushmore of skilled centers of all time. It's Wemby, Embiid, Jokic, and Hakeem, dude. Good call. Feel good about that? Nailed it.
I have one Hakeem Olajuwon Atonic Dreams that was given to me in like 1984. And it's autographed by him, but it's signed Hakeem without the H because he was cool. Hakeem before the H.
That's so cool.
And it is cool. And Rick, I've got a little secret. I'm talking to an auction house about my shoe collection.
You should monetize that. Dude, I wish I could talk to an auction house about my old expensive baseball cards and comics that I have no idea how to sell. Everybody, go to eBay. It's easy. Yeah, do I have 5 hours to put in a project on selling crap? I don't. But I need to do some of that too. I just got valuable stuff laying around my house, Doc. I need to sell it off. Come and get it, yo. Come and get it. So, look, Pompey's not saying he's out for the year. He's not saying he's retiring, but it's just more bad on bad for Embiid. Dude, I had an opportunity. Remember, I made a trade with Tim Woodson. He's in the Cam Dynasty. Now I got Desmond Bain. But there were directions I could have gone. He had Embiid. I had Bona. I was considering shipping him a first-round pick in 2026 for Embiid, right? To then merge Embiid with Bona, and then at least I've got that, right? I'm so glad I didn't do that, dude. I still have that number 1 pick, and I'll sell it off. I'll turn it into something at some point, but I'm glad I didn't do it into Embiid. Is Philly going to tank again, dude? Are they a team? Because Doc, I've got them like right in the middle. I've got them at like 9 or something in the East, right in the play-in tournament. But if Embiid and with the Paul George stuff, this hurts Maxi's value to me. Like this makes me feel less good about drafting Maxi, especially when it's versus Curry, Harden, Booker. Like I think I don't know, dude. I'm feeling less confident about Maxi. Not like I'm dropping him 10 spots, but like I think I got to move him back behind those big boys I just mentioned.
Well, and when you take Joel Embiid out of the equation, Philly's roster does not look that great. You have Paul George, who plays half the games. You've got VJ Edgecombe and Kelly Oubre and Justin Edwards and Jared McCain and Adem Bona. And then you have Tyrese Maxey. So it's really lacking in star appeal and pizzazz without Embiid in there. And if Embiid ain't in there, you have to think Paul George is going to be like, well, I probably don't need to play tonight. I mean, what's it matter at this point? And then that all trickles down to Maxey. And while you and I both have talked about the fact that Maxey's a gamer, like he does not want to miss games, at some point, the Sixers, if this is all true, and if Embiid really isn't going to play very much, which I don't think he will, then why are they going to run Maxey out there and try to run him into the ground if it doesn't matter? So the tank is very, very possible in Philadelphia. And I feel bad for Philadelphia fans, man. I feel like they deserve better than what they've gotten for the last 10 years. That is
the last fan base on planet Earth that I'm shedding a tear for. I'm sorry, you had a note.
It's not the Eagles fans, bro. It's
Philly fans. They're all the same, dude. Okay. They're all the same. All the same guy. Dude, they throw full beer cans at the head of a guy wearing another jersey in the parking lot. That's how these cats roll. I'm a peace and love guy. That I don't rock with that. Whenever they win a championship, they go ham. People die like it's crazy.
Have you seen? I'm
going to give that all to you guys. I'm going to stand over here.
Have you seen the video of the dude attacking Cedric Maxwell, throwing the beer at Cedric Maxwell from the playoffs back in the day?
No. Was this in Philly?
I had forgotten about it.
He was in Boston, and a Philly fan threw a beer can at Cedric Maxwell.
Like Maxwell got pushed into the stands, and this dude just chucks his beer at him, hits him in the back of the head. A brawl ensues, and nobody's even ejected from the game. Like you need to go. I'll send you the link. It's
send me the link, dude. But I rest my case. Like, I'm the attorney. I'm walking back to my seat, and I'm sitting down. I don't need to say anymore, bro.
I need to make sure that was in Philly, but I think it was.
A lot of good people in Philly, and there's a lot of good people in Philly, and I'll leave it at that. But that's the last fan base that I'm feeling sorry for, in any way, shape, and form. Doc, so this is what Keith Pompey said. I did want to bring this to your attention super quick before we move on to Luka here. Just a couple of pull quotes here from SiriusXM. From Keith Pompey. Rarely do you have a guy tell you how much pain he's in and how much they're going through. Pompey also said, quote, I think Joel might know the end is near. So again, my advice to Joel, bro, just keep staying hurt and keep staying paid. We already know out here not to draft you, bro. So we're good out here. You can do your little charade where you stay on the max contract. I would not retire and give all that money back. I'd be like, I'm still rehabbing. I'd play the long game if I were Embiid with that. Doc, let's get to Luka Dončić, okay? The summer of Luka. Andre Lemouche, the best producer in the business, alerted me to this, that Luka is on the cover of Men's Health magazine. And I said, like, I'm getting set up right now. There's a joke. There's laughter. There's a punchline. There's me being the butt of the joke because of all the Doey Dončić stuff. I feel played right now already, like pre-played. He's like, no, I do a search online. I see Luka. I think he's doing like a crossover. So like the muscles are down and kind of like tighten out and stuff like that. Bottom line, the dude looks great. And Doc, if you're on the cover of Men's Health magazine, they've never hollered at your boy, okay? Dude, to make the cover of Men's Health magazine, not that I subscribe to it or even, but they're always, it's the dude with a six-pack. He's got muscle on muscle on muscle, right? Luka, dude, this is officially the death of Doey Dončić. We can shovel dirt on Doey Dončić right now.
Dude, Luka is about to open a can of whoop ass on this league. Like, he's pissed. He is pissed off. Like, you keep talking about this is LeBron's FU season. Luka's about ready to. Yeah, he's in high definition FU mode. Like, he's ready to rage. I can't wait, man. I hope I end up with some Luka on some teams this year. And if this is true, if Luka's really that cut and that, like, you add everything into that, I mean, you can't go wrong having a top 4 pick. Like, the worst you're going to get out of that deal is SGA. And you could, or Luka, or Jokic, or Wemby. It's setting up to be an awesome season, draft season. And the fact that Wemby is healthy is sort of like icing on the cake.
Like I've been saying, Jokic is my MVP this year. I'm leaving the door open to amend that opinion, Doc, for a Luka thing. He's the only guy that I would get off. I don't think SGA is going to win MVP again. I just don't. I think he's going to put up his rock star stat line, and OKC is going to be OKC, and it's going to be kind of yesterday's news, and that's not going to trigger the voters. If Luka has like flirts with a triple double, gets the Lakers to 54-55 wins, Doc, dude, come on. Like him, think about this. Like him and Jokic are boys, right? They love each other. They hate the All-Star game together, right? Like they're boys. They'd rather be kicking it in the club, drinking Ouzo or something. I don't damn know. But they're buddies. They're brothers. And so how cool would that be if Jokic and Luka were going head to head for MVP? And as a matter of fact, as we sit here right now, I think that's going to be the case, Doc, because Luka's going to ascend as the number 1 of LA. Doc will be like the 1B. It's not like he's going to be kicked to the curb. But I think it's going to be the season of Luka. Doc, I want you to juxtapose all of the positivity with all the what we're seeing with Luka and how cut he is and how lean he is versus Zion Williamson. Doc, 1 year ago, almost to the day, he's at a camp with kids, and I got all like juxtaposed the two just for a laugh.
Oh man, you're like, dude, have you seen Zion Williamson? He's cut, bro. And I was like, that's fake, dude. That's Photoshopped. And you're like, no, I can feel it. This is the year. And here we are again doing the exact same thing with Luka, except I'm on board. I was skeptical about Zion. And I was already to the point where I would never trust Zion again. And all I can think about when I think about Luka, like in the gym, well, two images come to mind. One, Rocky IV, where the Russian dude is in the mountains of Siberia just doing work and ready to just come out like a robot. And then what's his face taking that beer away from Dončić in the locker room, man. Michael Finley swiping Luka's Miller Lite, and Luka's just like, seriously?
It's a light beer, bro. It's a freaking ultra around here. Like 5 calories in the damn thing.
And now, like Luka is about to get his revenge. And the cool thing about this, and I mean, we're putting the cart before the horse for sure with all this. But Luka's been in the MVP conversation since like his second year in the league. It's like, oh, this is the year Vegas thinks Luka's going to win the MVP. Well, I guarantee you, Lucas has seen the cover of Men's Health, or Vegas has seen the cover of Men's Health, and they're going to be right back on board. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Luka comes in the season as the favorite. It'll probably be number 2 or 3, but he'll be a top 3.
All right, so right now, Doc, pretty chalky. I asked AI, so I'm not on like DraftKings or whatever, but this will give us a good idea. Jokic is at a plus 210. SGA is at a plus 250. I like Jokic a lot at double your money. I like Jokic a lot at double your money. I do not like SGA at double and a half your money. And then you have Luka, who, Doc, I think I got to go to the bank or something here. And dude, it's plus 700 for Luka. Plus 700, Doc. Right now, you bet $100. Luka wins MVP. You get $700. Do you like the sounds of that math? I love the sounds of that math.
I do, man. He's due. Like I said, Vegas has been talking about him winning MVP for a long time. I think the NBA would like to see him win MVP. So yeah, I think this could be the one. And I
gotta put a honey on that. I gotta put at least a honey on that.
It's just him and LeBron and Austin. The rest of the Lakers team is not that good, so they need a full workload from all 3 of those dudes.
So behind Luka, it's Ant-Man. Let me see here. So the number comes after. You got Giannis at 700, right? Andre's giving me these are slightly Jokic plus 200, SGA plus 250, Giannis plus 700. Maybe the voters love Giannis. I think he's a little overrated in MVP voting, honestly, but I love Giannis. Luka's a plus 800. It says here. 100 turns into 800. What? Ant-Man's a plus 1,000, and Victor, Doc, is a plus 1,800. I would play money on Jokic. I would play money on Luka. I would play money on Wemby. I'd throw some money on Wemby at a plus 1,800 because I think he might have something to say about this, bro. Now, it wouldn't be a full unit. It might be a half unit or something like that. But I'm thinking like unit on Jokic, 2 or 3 units on Dončić, and like a half unit on Wemby. How about you?
I think I'm going all in on Luka. I've got 2 pairs of Luka shoes right behind me. You can see one of them right now. The other one's over there somewhere. I'm going all in on Luka. I'm going to put $100 on Luka to win MVP. I like that. What is it?
Plus 800, bro.
$800.
You almost get a grand back on a hundo.
Yeah. Yep. And
I will be curious to see, Doc. Let's revisit this on Wednesday. Do the odds change between now and Wednesday with this Men's Health thing? You're right. Vegas looks at stuff like that. That'll move the market. Stuff like that will move the market. I'm curious if that line stays the same. Couple more things here. I want to hear Malika Andrews, ask Luka when we get, start of the season and all that. Where did the inspiration for your killer offseason come from? Was it all Nico and all Dumont and all Adelson family and all you're fat? Or is it getting with LeBron? Or is it like both? Is it 50-50? Because, dude, remember my theory was LeBron is the greatest workout guy, conditioning guy, regimen guy of all time. There's nobody been better. 47 years old or whatever, still going 25, 8, and 8. Okay, come on, nobody's ever done this in any sport. So he's the GOAT. Spends $1 million on his body, all this stuff, right? So I was like, dude, Luka's getting with that guy full off season. But I wonder if it's more the being weight shamed and being ridiculed and being traded, and if LeBron is actually helping him with his offseason. And you don't need to answer that. I want to know that for my own personal reasons. And then the whole thing about the number 4 pick. Okay, if you have the number 4 pick, you can't lose because you're going to get one of the big 4. But is it the best pick? No, it's not the best pick. I want the first pick. That's the best pick. And then the second pick is the second best pick. And then the third pick is the third best pick, because that's probably 3, Doc, is probably Lukaville. 1 is Wembyville, 2 is Jokicville, 3 is Lukaville, and 4 is SGAville. That's how I have it. That's how I think. Don't you think that's going to be the majority of how people rank the big 4? So to me, I'd much rather have Wemby than SGA this year. Much rather have Wemby than SGA.
Yeah, but I think I would prefer to have the third pick, because unless I'm getting the number 1 pick in multiple leagues and I can, spread out the risk over several different picks, having the number 1 pick is a lot of pressure. Am I really going to pass on Jokic to take a guy who's coming off, a blood clot? Luka looks like Superman right now. Do I want to not take him? So you have decisions to make if you're picking first or second. If you're picking third or fourth, your decision is made for you. It's a lot less pressure. And then if your season doesn't go the way you wanted it to, you can't really blame it on what you did with your number 1 pick. It's more set in stone for you. But ideally, yeah, I mean, I want the number 1 pick every time I go to a fantasy basketball draft. What I don't want, though, is pick 5 through 10. I just don't want 5 through 10. I want 11, 12, or 1 through 4. Muted.
5 through 10 is there's not a lot of difference. The guy you take at 5, you could take at 10, right? So, I got the 5 pick. There's no. I would trade back. I would try to get a 6th round pick. Try to get a 7th round pick. When it's Sleeperville, you just get one more sleeper guard. And when you're in the first round, it's going to be you're not really that far out. But trust me, when you get to round 6 or round 7 and you have that extra pick, because I don't know if anybody's going to go, oh, I'm at 10. I got to shoot up to 5. So I'm going to give you a 5th round pick about that upgrade. I don't really see that realistically happening. All right, Doc. So we have treated that. Luka Dončić on the cover of Men's Health magazine. Bro, okay, just super quick. A sentence I never thought I would say in my life. Never thought I would say that in my entire life. Luka on the cover of Men's Health magazine. Never thought I'd say that. I didn't think he'd be Doey Doncic his whole career, Doc. I did not. I told you that. Everybody bailed on him too soon, right? Oh, he's fat. He doesn't work hard enough. He's Doey. He's 25. I mean, give me a break, right, Doc? Dude, bro, don't you gain wisdom? Don't you gain maturity? Don't you gain effectiveness and productivity as you get older, right? I'm not on the NFL football field. That's not the case, but in normal life and in normal sports, it is.
Well, your question about why Luka did this summer, I think a big part of that is he grew up, and a lot of talking heads on TV are just yelling and talking smack that you don't even really want to listen to. But a lot of what Luka heard was, dude, you're not in good enough shape to win a championship. Your defense sucks so badly that you can't win a championship. You're so out of shape, you cannot win a championship. And I think that combined with the trade and Nico and all the talk about him being fat, like he finally was like, F it, I'm getting with LeBron. And LeBron, you show me what to do. I think it's a combination of all that. And I bet you LeBron and Luka have spent a lot of time in the gym together.
I love that right there, Doc. Luka, what was Luka's steal number last year? It was very good. It was 1.6, something like that. Let me get you Luka's steal number last year. I'm 99% sure it was a career high. 1.8 steals per game, by far a career high. Bro, Luka Dončić was it almost 2 steals a game last year, Doc. Last year. When he was doughy, when he was really doughy. Dude, he's 6'8". He's smart as heck, competitive. He just hasn't had the conditioning and the wind and the burst and the quick twitch to make defensive plays all the time. That's why he's the pigeon every single time down the floor for the other team. Bro, he might get to 2 steals per game. I could not be more excited about Luka Dončić heading into this year, bro. He's going to be at, I don't know, Doc, 3 to 3.5 threes. I would say 1.6 steals is the floor, which is a very strong number. And what was his block number last year? Because that may go up. He was at 0.4. He's at 0.5 for his career. All right, so he's going to probably give you a half a block as well. Maybe could get up to 0.6. But I think the steal category is going to be really nice from Luka this year. Some other news I want to hit on here, Doc, before we get into these head-to-head player debates. Billy Donovan agreed to a multi-year contract extension. Does this billow in opinion make you adjust in opinion? Does this have any fantasy ripple effects at all? Because you and I have not been a huge fan of Billy Donovan's deployment of some of these guys, okay? Specifically when we talk about Matas Buzelis. So the fact that he's multi-year extended and all of that, does that sour you on Buzelis, or are you just keeping it moving?
You guys sold me on Buzelis last week when we were talking about it, because I was like, I think he needs another year to cook before he's going to be ready to blow up. But then you and William both said that you thought that he was going to play 30 minutes this year. I'm like, if Buzelis is playing 30 minutes this year, give me Buzelis. I mean, I don't think at that point we thought that Billy Donovan was not going to be his coach. So I don't think it's really changed much of anything. And just because Billy Donovan handled Buzelis like he did as a rookie doesn't mean he's going to do that his sophomore and junior year as well. I don't think we're talking about Steve Kerr here. But then again, I haven't really studied Billy Donovan, so I don't know.
It's a good take. I'm with you. Shout out to Billy Donovan. It speaks to organizational chemistry and stability that you're like, because they're right in the middle. Do they tank? They're always right at 9 or 10 in the play-in tournament. And it's kind of like an old school move. Like, we're not going to go get a recycled coach and just make change for the sake of change like Phoenix does. We have a Hall of Fame coach, and we're gonna make it work with this guy. I like that. This is not causing any change in a Buzelis opinion for me. I do have a high opinion on Matas Buzelis. It's one of those things, Doc, where it's so obvious to everybody that Buzelis needs 30 to 32 minutes that's how I'm rocking. I'm going to play it straight. I'm not going to anticipate a buzzkill. If we get the buzzkill, it's week 1 and Buzelis is sharing time with Williams and playing 24 minutes. I'm going to drop a nuke on Billy Donovan, okay? But I don't have to do that yet, and I hope I don't have to do that at all. Doc, it appears that Jonathan Kuminga is going to have to play this season for Golden State. That is not a headline that's being reported. That is my extrapolation of the situation at hand here, and it bothers the you-know-what out of me. Shams Charania reported, I think I've been cuss-free so far on this show, Doc. I'm doing well.
I think for like the last 3 or 4 shows, you've done it. You've cut it out. I think I've probably cussed more than you have.
Keep it coming too. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I'm just trying to. I don't know. Anyway, Shams Charania said he's in absolutely no rush in doing a deal with the Warriors right now. He's not accepting their current offers, per Shams Charania, which means, of course, that the Golden State Warriors are lowballing Jonathan Kuminga. No way. Yeah, way. And you say, well, what about another team? He's a restricted free agent. Bro, nobody's got money. The only team that's got money is Brooklyn. Apparently, they don't want Jonathan Kuminga. Doc, there has been no reporting. Andre, please keep me honest on this. And I read stuff all the time. There's been like no linking other than me and you and like fantasy heads and people daydreaming. But none of the big boys or big girls are reporting about the Nets and Jonathan Kuminga. And I always thought that made a ton of sense. Apparently, I'm on Kamla Island with that, Doc. But Jonathan Kuminga may be back with Golden State. Well, what does that do for you fantasy-wise heading into next year? If he has to take the qualifying offer of whatever it is, and then he's a free agent in the summer of 2026 and play this year out in Steve Kerr's penalty box?
I don't know, but on my TV right now are all the pictures of Luka in Men's Health, and he spent the last 2 months training in Croatia, like Rocky IV. And my goodness.
So hold on, like on First Take or whatever right now, they're doing the Luka Men's Health thing.
The whole thing about it, the whole segment.
Bro, the odds are about to change. Get in on Luka right now at plus 800 and plus. Bro, it's going to be plus 500 by the end of the damn day. We're losing money out here.
Kuminga going back to Golden State, dude, is one of the saddest things since Joel Embiid news hit.
Boy, that was.
I was counting on Kuminga being in Brooklyn. Like, it's not happening. He's back in Golden State. Like, I don't know. I didn't
nothing about Brooklyn, bro. Dude, Brooklyn's got a Cam Thomas situation they got to figure out. He's restricted. He's all jammed up in restricted free agent jail.
Yeah. I mean, Kuminga going back to play for Steve Kerr. I'm probably not drafting Kuminga. I don't have time for all that.
It bums me out for Kuminga, man. It does. Dude, he's going to have to spend another year with Steve Kerr. Bro, this young dude's going to be traumatized. That's sarcasm. I hope it's not true. I don't mean to put that on him, but like, bro, I want to give Kuminga like a half bro hug right now. Like, it's going to be all right, dude. You're still a millionaire. I don't know. Like, you go to the club, everybody knows who you are. I'm sure you're very successful there. Like, your life is good, bro. I'm sorry. You got to spend one more year with that guy. I'm sorry. The guy that benched Tatum. He benched Jason Tatum against Serbia. That's that guy. And he hates young players. Thing is, Kuminga's not a young player anymore, and he still dislikes him. Andre's saying, I'm not even. Anze Macic is the man behind it all for Luka. Is Anze Macic? Is he the Holger? God dang, help me out with his name. Holger, the Dirk guy, the guy that helped Dirk all those years. Holger Gershwinder? Is that his name?
That sounds right.
I think that might be it. Anyway, wanted to talk about JK. I will rank him, but it's going to be very, very deep. Doc, the Suns picked up a couple of backup point guards. And I bring this up. It's very like deep league, way out in the weeds. But Jared Butler signed a one-year deal with the Suns. Jordan Goodwin was claimed off waivers by the Suns. And it's a depth chart hole that I've been looking at all offseason. Like, Phoenix, what are you doing behind Devin Booker at the one? They have Colin Gillespie. Now, okay, this makes sense. Jared Butler, Jordan Goodwin. I think, Doc, that Butler is a guy that we will end up streaming at some point. Devin Booker usually picks up a monther. Usually will miss 2 weeks, usually misses a little bit of time, right? Not a ton of time, but a little bit of time. I feel like Jared Butler is going to be a streamer at that point.
I mean, if Booker goes down, yeah. I mean, I really like Jared Butler. And And are we even sure? Are we even sure that Devin Booker is going to be an effective point guard? I mean,
I am.
I'm not. You are. You have no doubts.
No doubts. Are they going to win? No. But can he be the point guard and go 27-7, 25-5-7? Yes. A Jerry West line, Doc.
But I do like Jared Butler. I think Jared Butler, I can see me using Jared Butler like in FanDuel lineups, daily DFS, on nights when we know he's going to play.
I'm just saying that I don't want to spend much time on it. I agree. There's nothing more than that. He's not a draftable guy. He's just a guy. Just know that there's now a pivot backup point guard to me. Jordan Goodwin is a good defensive guard. He's actually a really good defensive guard, but he sucks offensively. Jared Butler, when he gets time, will put up like 15, 5 and 5 with two threes and like 1 or 2 steals, right? Like it's just a good line. He's I don't know, more diverse, more complete, I guess. Let's move on to some player debates here, Doc. I want to start when I was doing my rankings and I came to this and I was like, ooh, this is a good one. Payton Pritchard against Stephon Castle.
I'm going to go. I love Payton Pritchard, but I'm going Stephon Castle just because he was rookie of the year. He's got to play for San Antonio, but Pritchard with Jrue Holiday gone probably could see a expanded role this year. I'd kind of like to have both of these guys on my team, and I think you can probably do it. I don't think you have to pick one or the other necessarily, but it's very close. But I'm leaning Castle just because of his. I can't think of the word. It's such a perfect word for what I'm trying to say. I'll think of it in like 30 seconds, but I'm going
capital, like the team's investment in him.
Yeah, it's along those lines. But anyway, I'm going Castle. Pedigree, his pedigree.
It didn't even take you 30 seconds. I agree with you, Doc, that I would like to have both of these guys on my team, but I need to make a choice here. I'm saying Payton Pritchard, Doc. And a good buddy of mine a long time ago taught me something about sports media. He said, and like, especially when it bleeds into betting, you got to put the time in the lab to create an opinion. And then for that opinion is the sun. And then everything orbits around that opinion. Okay. If you're really, really sure about it. And then so that one decision will lead to several other decisions because you made that initial decision. I'm going to reel it back into reality and out of the metaphysical and tell you that, like with Payton Pritchard, Doc, when you put him up against Castle and when you consider my overall Boston vibe, I believe Boston's going to tank. If they don't tank, they're idiots. They're clueless idiots if they don't tank. And I don't think they're clueless idiots. They've gotten their books right. You've got Brad Stevens. He's just waiting on the rebuild, waiting on that draft pick in 2026. And so I think they're going to tank. I don't know how long Anthony Simons is going to be on this team. I don't see Brown and White finishing the season. Okay. I think this is going to be a Payton Pritchard party at TD Garden. Last year, let's compare Pritchard's line last year to Castle's line last year. Now, if you look at splits for Castle in March and April, the numbers are fantastic, 18, 5 and 5 and all this stuff and goodies and all that stuff, right? We are not going to get that version of Stephon Castle this year. I'm 99.9% sure that we're not going to get that guy. You got Wemby back, you got Fox back, Vassell's still there. Harry Barnes is going to score his 12 points a game. There's not going to be 18, 5 and 5 on the table for Stephon Castle. I don't know that there's going to be 18, 5 and 5 on the table for Payton Pritchard either, Doc. But what I know is that Payton Pritchard is going to be one of the league leaders in three-pointers made. Last year, he was at 3.2. All right. I think Steph led the league at 4.4. Ant-Man was at like 4, right? So Pritchard was at 3.2 as the sixth man of the year playing 28 minutes. Dude, if Pritchard starts a lot of games and is kind of put up to bat, that number is going to go up closer to 4, in my opinion. All right, so that's looking ahead. Just last year, Doc, no splits, season line. Payton Pritchard, 14 points. Stephon Castle, 15 points. They both averaged 4 rebounds. Pritchard averaged 3 assists. Castle averaged 4. They both averaged basically a steal per game. And then you have a huge separation. Pritchard's at 3.2 bombs and Castle's at 1.2 bombs, -2. Okay. So to me, Pritchard's got upside on that. That line actually looks pretty much like what we're going to get from Castle. 15, 4, and 4, a steal, and 1.2, maybe gets up to 1.5 threes. That's really all I see from Castle right now, Doc. So I'm taking Payton Pritchard. Any comments, or should we move on?
Well, Andre wants to know, would you rather have Pritchard or Anthony Simons?
That is a great question. Oh, man. I mean, right now, let me go to my rankings. I probably have Simons ranked ahead of Pritchard, but let me double check that. I do not. I have Pritchard ahead of Simons. So there's your answer. Pritchard. How about you?
I'm not really sure what I would do there. The whole Celtics going to tank. Is Simmons going to be on the Celtics by the end of the year? Like, all that comes into play. I'm pretty sure Payton Pritchard's going to play the same role all year long, and he doesn't miss games. And there's going to be times when he moves in the starting lineup. And if Anthony Simons goes, maybe they just turn it over to Pritchard for the rest of their tank season. So I think I'm going to go Pritchard.
Dude, I think Pritchard's going to be a badass when we're winning fantasy championships. I think that Payton Pritchard's going to be our guy, bro. He's going to be out there going 25, 5 and 8 with 5 3 balls. Telling you, dude. I'm telling you. That's what my crystal ball says. Form an opinion, hug up on it, be confident about it, and then it leads to other opinions.
I believe I had Pritchard on my 30 deep team the year before last and last year, and those teams finished first and second out of 30. Payton Pritchard, my boy.
Can we go to daily this year?
Now you got to talk to Brew. I'm down. I'm good. I would have just flipped the switch. I wouldn't even ask people. I'd be like, we're going daily this year. Sorry.
I don't want to tell the great Aaron Brewski what to do, how to do. And I'm with you. I think you just flip the switch. Just say, we're going weekly. And if you don't like it, we can replace you. But these are just opinions from two dudes who are, well, I'm on the sideline. You're part of the heartbeat of that. But Coby White and Jordan Poole.
I'm going Coby White. I know you're concerned about him in Chicago. I know Jordan Poole finished on a kind of a strong note last year, but I'm still pissed at Jordan Poole for what happened the year before that, when I got sucked into that Jordan Poole's going to lead the league in scoring garbage.
So did I.
And Coby White has been my guy, and I know that maybe there's not enough room for him in Chicago. I think the loss of Lonzo Ball helps, but I'm going stick with my guy Coby White.
I'm going Jordan Poole, Doc. I'm going Jordan Poole. This is a good swing for the fences little deal right here with Coby and Poole, because you're deep in the draft. You're just getting a guard that's going to give you some numbers. Like, if you miss this pick, it's not the end of the world. Like, you can't miss your first 5 rounds. Yeah, but this is deeper than that, right? This will be round 6, 7, 8. I don't know exactly where. This is Sleeperville. This is where you kind of shoot your shot. Okay, I took Jordan Poole and it didn't work out in New Orleans. All right, you're going to be able to overcome that with waiver wire moves, trades, advice from Cam and Doc, streamers, blah, blah, blah. Million ways to win in fantasy basketball. I say Poole because there's more upside here. Jordan Poole, Doc, and you know this, is more of a fantasy gold guy than Coby White. Coby White gives you nothing on the defensive end. Jordan Poole's a really good steal guy. Jordan Poole is going to be more voluminous with the 3-ball as well, although that one is going to be a lot closer. I thought I had that stat written down in my prep here. Jordan Poole last year at Washington was 3.5 threes per game. Doc, you have, I know Coby White wasn't that high. I think Coby was at high 2s, right around 3. But you have no Trey Murphy. You have no DeJounte Murray to begin the season. And DeJounte's coming off an Achilles. Trey Murphy's coming off the labrum. You have Zion, who's going to miss a million games. Hello, you have Zion. Okay. And you have all these young cats, right? You got Herb Jones going to do his not on Herb thing. And I love Herb Jones. But, dude, I think Jordan Poole is going to be a savage, if only until Murray and Murphy come back. But I'm willing to ride that wave out, dude. And you know, it's New Orleans, dude. There's always buzzkills waiting around the next damn corner, right? Zion's going to play 25 games. So I'm on Jordan Poole, Doc.
All right, Rick. This is our reminder, as we do almost every show, that just because you're watching this on Twitter, which we appreciate, not all our episodes are going to be on Twitter. So what we really need you to do, and what I'm asking you personally to do, is subscribe to watch us at YouTube, the YouTube channel, Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. Subscribe to those things. Help keep this train rolling, because Rick and I love what we're doing, and we want to keep doing it.
Amen. All right, another player debate for you, Doc. Zach LaVine and Fred VanVleet. Where you going on this one, homie?
These aren't really my guys. Like, I don't really need to have either one of these guys on my team. Although, you know what? I think I had a dream last night that I was discussing Zach LaVine with you. Like, it was like maybe our 2-man draft, and I was like, LaVine will be fine. And I was like talking in my sleep probably. But I'm going to go. I did have this dream. I'm going to go with Zach LaVine. Fred VanVleet's 28% shooting last year, whatever it was. Yes, it's going to bounce back. Yes, he's going to be better, but I still have huge trust issues with him. I'm going Zach LaVine.
I am not. I am going with Fred VanVleet. I already told you, I think Fred VanVleet is on the uptick this year without Green, without Brooks. I know you brought in Durant, but are Durant and Amen going to take the same amount of combined shots as Green and Brooks? Going to be close. I don't think so. I think there will be a 2 to 4 shot gap there. I think Fred VanVleet's going to take up a lot of those shots. Alpe's Alpe. He's going to do his thing. He's going to be in the same role as last year. I don't see a lot of up and down there. I see the up and down happening with VanVleet, who obviously killed it in the playoffs and was brought back by this team. Fred VanVleet is a better player than he played last year. He just had a terrible year. The shooting, the points were in the 14s, the assists were in the 5s. Okay, but he's still an awesome combination of steals and threes. And I'm always looking for fantasy gold. Zach LaVine is going to give you 3 threes per game. Gives you literally no defense at all. That's a huge problem for me. Last year, he was 22, 4, and 4 in his Sacramento games with no D and 3 threes. Okay, I mean, it's not bad. Like, I will mess with that, but not over Fred VanVleet giving me, I mean, last year, he was at 15, 4, and 5. I'm a round up guy or round down guy. 15, 4, and 5, not bad. 1.6 steals and 2.7 threes in a horrible year. Okay, so I'm definitely on VanVleet over Zachy LaVine. Anything else to add there? You want to move on to Garland and Derrick White?
I was just going to ask you if you saw Jokic's horse won that race, and did you see his celebration?
Was it like a few weeks ago, or did it just happen?
Nah, it just happened. He's like pouring champagne over his own head and over his
I didn't see that. I got to see that.
He's hugging his horse. Like, dude, I think he was more excited about that horse winning a race than he was about winning MVP or a championship.
I'm buying that. I'm buying it. I've never seen a player take a championship more in stride than Nikola Jokic. I've never seen anything like that, dude. He's like, he went to the PR guy. Do I have to go to the parade? Oh. You remember that? Who doesn't want to go to the parade, dude? The whole city showers you with love. You get as drunk as you want in public, taking your shirt off, running around, being the silliest human being you could possibly be. Who wouldn't want that? Jokic.
He just wants to go home and be with his horse. And now his horse won a race and won him some money. Now he's fired up, dude. So that was pretty cool to see. You'll have to check. Like, it's way more emotion than he shows in the NBA. Darius Garland versus Derrick White. I like Garland. I think Garland is an underrated fantasy player, but I love Derrick White. I love me some Derrick White. And I especially love him on this tanking team where he's probably just going to be out there doing his thing. I think this is a huge year for Derrick White. You're muted again, bro.
Andre says, who would want to be in a parade? ? Haha. I stand with Jokic with a smiley face. Now, I usually hate a parade. I think parades suck. I think they're dumb. You're not going to get me to a parade, right? Even with my young daughter, I ain't trying to go to a parade. We can go to the park. We can go to a water park, any damn hell. I'm not going to a parade. It's crowded. I got to stand there. I'm watching floats go by. It's just so stupid, okay? But this is a championship parade, bro. This is a different parade. You're on top of buses going down. Anyway, yeah. So I am very much on Darius Garland here. Darius Garland has a better stat line than Derrick White. It's close, but it's a better stat line for me. Higher in the assists. I like that. It's more balanced for me. Garland will not start the season, but he will end it. I believe White will start the season and started very well. And you'll be, Garland's not even playing. Derrick White's cooking at 25-5. You really screwed up, Cam. And then I'm going to laugh last in March and April when they shut Derrick White down for the tank with Jaylen Brown. And I have Darius Garland kicking ass for Cleveland as they try to hold off the New York Knicks and win the Eastern Conference in the regular season. And, Doc, this is a reminder for people. You have to look at the whole season, okay? You can't just, look at his numbers. No, like the NBA throws curveballs at you. I think Boston's going to tank. So I would take Darius Garland, even knowing that he's not going to start the season on time. Doc, it is time to get into our 5 favorite rock songs of all time. Now, we had an audience member who we really, really appreciate. And I got to get here in my rundown and dap this young man up. Giancarlo Tiega. Hope I'm getting that right. Giancarlo Tiga or Tega. Anyway, we love you. Thank you for watching the show. He said, Tega, what's your all-time rock playlist? Okay. So let's go one by one with this, dude. And let's see how much time we got left. We got about 7.5 minutes here, Doc. So I won't go too long with mine, but I got go first. Give me your first one.
Well, I've got several different genres mixed in here because I can't imagine your list and my list are going to be anywhere near the same. This will be fun. Also, on those player debates, I don't think we agreed on a single one that we did today. So that is incredible. That's rare. Cool. My favorite band of all time is Pavement. I'm personal friends with them. I love the band. I loved them before I was friends with them. And their song Frontwards is my favorite Pavement song. So I'm going with Pavement Frontwards as my favorite song.
I love it. I have never even heard that song, but I love that from Doc. Doc is the indie king, by the way, the indie king. Your boy Cam, I just don't rock that way. As you will see with my first call, and I played a pool party yesterday, Doc, and this song came on, and I jammed the you-know-what out of it. Hot for Teacher from Van Halen. I'm hot for teacher. I mean, it's such a banger. It's such a banger. It's got a great video. I brought my pencil. Give me something to write on. Okay, so Hot for Teacher. That's one of my 5 favorite rock songs.
Great song.
So, dude, I'm because I was running out of time last night because I had to do for our next show, work on I ranked the 25 all-time fantasy players. That'll be Tuesday's episode. So I didn't have time to go top 5 metal, top 5 hard rock, top 5 stoner rock, top 5 progressive rock. Top. I didn't have time to split it up like that, so I just kind of kept it to rock. What's next on your list, bro?
Well, he said rock, and all of this is rock and roll, so it doesn't. I just
all
went
rock
with
and roll,
songs.
baby.
Number 2 for me is REM. Hyena. REM's one of my favorite bands, the early stuff, and Hyena is my favorite. It took me like 30 years to come up with what my actual favorite REM song is. I'm 100% sure that I am stuck on Hyena. That's what I'm going with.
All right. Guys, drop your questions or comments on our YouTube videos, and we'll get to some of them at the end of shows during the off season. That is number 2 for Doc. Hyena by REM. Alive by Pearl Jam is next for me. It is a banger that Eddie Vedder used to climb scaffolding at Lollapalooza shows and come down on ropes and all that stuff. So anyway, Alive by Pearl Jam is next for me.
Great call. That was on my short list. It didn't make it, but I love Alive. It's on my playlist in my car. Modern English, I Melt With You. 80s one-hit wonders. The song from Valley Girl. One of my favorite song from the 80s one-hit wonders list of songs.
Modern English, and what's the name of the song?
I'll Melt With You.
I'll Melt With You.
You've heard it.
I know that.
You've heard it.
Yeah.
Surely.
Melt With You. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Modern English. I didn't even know I know of that song. It is not on my playlist. But Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana is. And Doc, it's a little played, right? And all the MTV and stuff like that. But dude, I'm telling you, put that song on, dude, and tell me you're not chicken necking and banging your head, man.
When it came out, it changed the world. It just did. You really can't go wrong with that. I put some classic rock on here. I couldn't decide between AC/DC, Pink Floyd, and Led Zeppelin because I like several songs from all those bands. I'm going with Led Zeppelin's Good Times, Bad Times, which I believe is song 1 on Led Zeppelin 1. The most complicated drum part of any song that I've probably ever listened to, in my opinion. Bonzo was the man. So I love Zeppelin, and I'm going to go with Good Times, Bad Times. Muted.
I'm like setting a effing muting record today.
You're a mutant.
I play, obviously I play these bad boys behind me a lot. I go out and play a lot. Dude, there are 2 drummers who I haven't given up on, but they're vexing and challenging. Danny Carey of Tool and John Bonham of Led Zeppelin. Also Brand of Mastodon. Those 3 guys, it's like, dude, they never stand a time signature. It's like, oh, dude, it's all over the place. It's you gotta like know the song. You can't like count it out like it's 4. It's like you keep changing on me, bro. I don't know where we're at, but it's amazing. I'm not complaining. Okay, I have Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. And then, all right, back to you for number 5, dude.
Another one of my favorite bands and friends is Ben from Band of Horses, and my favorite Band of Horses song is Monsters. So I'm going with Band of Horses, Monsters. Obviously, if you ask me what the 5 greatest classic rock songs of all time were, my list might have been a little different.
Yeah, this is just a big old canvas. Rock. Put 5 songs on it. That's how I didn't like overthink it, right? And then number 5 for me, Doc, is Working Man by Rush.
Neil Peart.
Oh my God. And so, dude, like, you would think that Neil Peart would be like a vexing drummer, right? Oh my God, how do you play with this guy? You just go with the flow, man. You let Neil take you where Neil takes you. And I literally just try to match him note for note, and it's cool with the congas because you don't like hit it quite, so you're off the 1 and stuff like that. Dude, it's working. It's working. May he rest in peace. Hopefully up in heaven, he's kind of digging what I'm doing down here with his stuff. But I could have picked like 7 Rush songs, but I'll go with Working Man. So there's my 5. Can I give you a bonus track, Doc? And I won't like She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult.
It's in Happy Gilmore too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
I have.
Is it good?
It's enjoyable. I have a quick She Sells Sanctuary story, and I got to keep this quick. My next door neighbor worked with me in Indianapolis, and my buddy brought me home from the bars at like 2:00 in the morning, and She Sells Sanctuary was on his radio. And I stood in front of his car in the middle of our street playing air guitar and screaming the song, thinking no one was watching me. And the next day at work, Michelle was like, "So you like the Colt, huh?" Like, she watched my entire performance.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Embarrassing.
For Dr. Ray, for Andre Lemouche, I'm Cam. We love you. You got to check out Tuesday's episode ranking the top fantasy players of all time. We'll see you soon.